Welcome back to Championship Court. You're taking a live look at Megan Fudge, one of the winningest players here on the APP Tour. She already has 7 gold medals. Her 7th she won in Chicago, taking the women's singles title. Looking to add another one to that impressive trophy case she's got in her RV. Things underway here in our gold medal match.
Little flip of the script right there, Walczak.
1-0-2.
Going third shot drive early. Well, you got a game plan here.
Harris and Walczak going to come in and like we talked about, if you're playing against an aggressive team, you have to initiate that speed up before they can initiate on you.
Just missing out wide. I was catching up with Harris and Walczak after the semifinals, and they told me that despite the fact that they are just playing together for the first time in a tournament, it feels like they fit together so incredibly well from a style of play perspective, from sort of an energy they bring on the court perspective, and we really have seen that. They told me the game plan for them going against a team like Braverman and Fudge is simply to focus on their own game plan and not try to play into Fudge and Braverman, but to stick to their solid, steady play.
Well, right there you had Braverman sitting on the inside out forehand from Harris. It's one of Harris's patent shots, and because she's sitting on the inside out, she gets burned on the right hip just enough. I like the disguise there from Allison Harris.
Oh, a little unlucky there for Braverman, catching the net cord on that one. Harris and Walczak thought she was going to speed up on the previous ball. She just bumped the forehand, got the ball down, and then chose to go the next one.
There, and it's Walczak who delivers the final blow.
We've seen Walczak a couple times already today, and seeing her again here, I'm super impressed with the improvement we've seen over the last 6-7 months from her. Her game, she came in, it was all firefights. Now, great hands, will soften that up at the right time. I like what I'm seeing.
Down the middle, Walczak finds it.
Yeah, and Harris and Walczak doing a good job taking balls out of the air, taking away timing of Braverman and Fudge. And right here, Walczak sits neutral, waits for Braverman for Fudge to speed up, and is quick to that two-hand backhand counter.
Second serve.
Stand up straight through that backhand, trying to go inside out backhand cross court dink.
3-2-2.
Harris with the serve.
Just didn't get up fast enough was Walczak. But again, Fudge and Braverman, excellent hands. Staying in that point.
Almost like the miss hit threw off Walczak just enough.
A little too big on the backswing there. Good drive by Fudge going into the body of Walczak on the move. She uncoils from the stack.
3-3-1.
Megan Fudge with the serve. Great finish there by Walczak. And in that conversation with Harris and Walczak, she said, I like using my height to my advantage. Played her collegiate tennis at Drake University, originally from Poland, and has moved to Phoenix, Arizona. She said her play has gotten infinitely better since she moved there because of the great community in Arizona. And take a little luck off the net.
Braverman thought it was a winner. She thought she had a mistake from Walczak into the net. She goes, yeah, and then it just rolls over and then rolls out.
3-3-1.
And Walczak sitting a little too much on the forehand right there. Good spot by Braverman going into the body.
3-3-2.
That ball just died, didn't come up.
So a very tight first game
4-3-2.
so far here. 4-3-2. Harrison Walczak with the slim lead, trying to extend it.
Oh, Harris.
And they do. Wow.
Harris just all over this little speed up down the line. And Allison Harris, when she sits heavy on that forehand, she is dangerous when she is ready for it right there. If she has to open up, it gets a little softer. But when she's sitting like that, that is absolutely deadly.
Just slid it wide down the line. But it's something that we haven't seen against Fudge and Braverman so far today is Harris and Walczak are ready for the speed ups. They're looking to counter. They're countering down. Every other opponent has tried to reset from that higher ball and it ends up popping up.
Oh, good dig there by Braverman in the middle of that point.
Harris stopped.
What a dig.
She thought the point was done.
Watch Braverman sit. Look at that.
Yeah,
just sit.
Harris dropped the paddle down to her knees.
Allison's like, you know, normally I'm the one who digs that well. Braverman, taste of her own medicine.
Second serve.
Walczak made a mistake on the two-handed overhead right there. She went right at Braverman instead of splitting the middle. She gets the next one back and then finds the difference in the middle. Good adjustment midpoint.
Great cross-court backhand there from Walczak. Harris and Walczak also saying, despite the fact that it's their first time playing together, they're really excited about how comfortable Walczak is in the left and Harris is playing on the right. They feel like their games really complement each other in women's doubles, and we're seeing that right now.
Well, because I love Allison Harris on the right-hand side, being the fact that her forehand is a weapon, but I like that weapon being on the sideline because she can pull it and rip it cross-court, or she can go that inside-out. No one's got an inside-out forehand like her.
Side out.
Little trickle over there.
So it'll be a side out here. Fudge and Braverman with the ball back on their side, trailing by 1. Wow. Walczak with the spot between the legs of Braverman for the winner.
Yeah, Harrison Walczak not giving Fudge and Braverman any time to regroup. They're keeping that pressure on.
4-5-2, second serve. Side out.
So right now the difference for me is so many other teams, Chad, that we've seen Braverman and Fudge play today have struggled with the fourth.
5-4-1.
Right now, Harris and Walczak are not struggling with the fourth. They're countering it really well. So the speed on the third shots from Braverman and Fudge isn't an issue for Walczak and Harris right now, and that for me is the difference.
Well, and we're seeing a
1-point lead.
lot more drops from Braverman and Fudge, where almost all day we've seen third shot drive.
Yeah.
5-4-2.
Braverman battling back from the knees, but can't get it over. And we say this often when watching Jill Braverman play, but that's not a position of weakness for her. She often, when she goes to the floor, she's actually very good.
You're better off staying there in that position right there instead of trying to get up.
That time, though, works out for Harris and Walczak.
Side out.
But she went down and she's on one knee. And she's better staying there rather than trying to stand up and then the ball goes down.
4-6-1.
4-6-1. Fudge with the serve.
A little extra kick there off that backhand from Walczak. Skips up on Jill Braverman.
4-6-2.
Great spot again. Walczak finding that middle spot with the right amount of pace for it to slip past Fudge and Braverman.
But again, it's a counter on that drive from Braverman. It's not a punch. It's not a ball that they're trying to reset.
Point.
I'm just going to say it again. The adjustment that Walczak has made since we first seen her in Sacramento is incredible.
Ooh, just out.
That one missing just deep. Here's another look.
Second serve.
Great defense there in the middle from Walczak.
Nope. Second serve.
Can't believe she missed that right there. Shocked.
So pushes them onto their second serve. 7-4-2.
Side out.
Yeah, just rushed through it. Sorry, just rushed through it right there. Walczak saw the opportunity to drive. But when you're moving up that quick and you don't stop the feet or slow the body down, everything just gets big and you're hitting into a shorter court.
What a finish there. Megan Fudge with some authority on the forehand to get them to 5.
Well, it was the miscommunication in the middle that started all this and started the firefight, and it put Harris and Walczak on their heels. Walczak's just got to play aggressive in the middle, meaning if that ball bounces in the middle, she just got to take it and then go from there.
5-7-1.
Fudge with the serve. Good leave there.
Braverman tried to sell it. It was
I was
well
looking
out.
around going, wait a minute.
Harris and Walczak looked at each other like,
Did I see what? Did I not see that right?
5-7-2.
You did. You did see that correctly.
Side
That
out.
time, Jill Braverman just seemed like standing up a little bit through that shot and left a little short.
But you said it. You said it. You said it, Chad. They're making that adjustment by hitting more drops and drives right now, and it's because of Harris and Walczak.
So a timeout on the court. Perfect time. Oh, excuse me, not a timeout on the court. Just toweling off. Still gives us time to tell you that Tuesday night at 7 Eastern, clear your calendar for some college football as reigning Conference USA champs Liberty host FIU right here on CBS Sports Network.
Point.
Braverman seems to be a little tentative with some of these balls down the line. On the backhand, she's kind of just bumping it back. We've seen her attack most of the day. And then there on the forehand, just tried to bump it back as well.
8-5-1, Walczak with the serve.
Switching sides here are Fudge and Braverman now.
It's in. Oh, and help from the net there for Harris. Kicks off and hits the arm of Braverman.
So with them switching sides here for Fudge and Braverman, explain to us what they're hoping to accomplish.
Change the look up, right? So you're going to give Harris and
Timeout
Walczak a
receiver.
different look here
9-5-1,
as
1 minute.
opposed to just going same side every single time. That's why I really like women's teams especially that don't stack and play straight up, right? It gives those teams that you're playing a different look almost every point or every other point. So if they can do that, and they do have the ability to do that because typically they were playing the other way. By doing this, neither one of them are uncomfortable switching sides, and they just give a different look here for Harris and Walczak.
And a different look is exactly what Braverman and Fudge need to give if they have a chance of coming back to win this first game. We're playing best 2 out of 3 to 11 to decide which of these teams takes home our women's doubles gold medal from the APP Women's Open presented by the James. Yesterday, a really fun aspect to this tournament is the split age division that we had. Susanna Barr and Sherry Corder emerging victorious from that draw, and it was a blast. So split age, one player over 50, one player under 50, gave us some really fun partnerships, fun moments. Congratulations to Barr and Corder, the inaugural APP Women's Open's gold medalist. It's been a really special weekend here, and we're going to talk about it for the rest of this broadcast because it really has been the pervasive theme. We're always coming together for the community of pickleball and how fun this sport is to play and to watch. But here in Columbus, Ohio, we're really celebrating something bigger, and we're so grateful to be a part of it. Great finish there by Braverman.
Yeah, and a good adjustment there from Braverman as well. Harris tried to slide that one down the line with a little inside out, and she just stays on top of it, goes back through the middle.
Around the post from Braverman, well defended by Harris.
Good ball movement.
Look where she's at.
Step away from the kitchen line there for Walczak. Tries to take it out of the air, but she's too extended. But it was good ball movement there from Braverman and Fudge, moving that sideline to sideline, corner to corner. A couple balls in the middle.
Almost gets lucky off the edge guard and over the net, but instead falls short.
I think it hit her paddle and then hit her visor too. So I don't think it would have counted if it went over, but it happened all so fast.
6-9-1.
Harris caught sitting on the forehand there. Good move by Braverman. Takes control, sees the opportunity to slide over and put that pressure on.
Right now, it's 2 ill-advised speed-ups from Allison Harris.
Yeah.
No need for it right now. And it's back to old-school pickleball. It used to be whoever would speed up first usually gets punished. And that's what's happened the last 2 points. Harris has sped up for no real reason, and they've lost both points.
Oh, just one. But part of it has been the spots as well. There was a better spot from the speed up for Harris. This time she caught Braverman kind of juggling the paddle a little bit. Somehow Braverman got that ball back and it kept them in the point. But yeah, I do think Harris is speeding up a little too much cross court, and Fudge is sitting on it, and then the counterattack goes straight at Walczak.
For me right now, I think Braverman is primed to be lobbed.
Yes.
Because biggest thing is she's leaning very heavy inside the kitchen. All Allison Harris has to do is flip one up and over.
So it's a little bit of a run here that Braverman and Fudge are on. Takes a timeout on the court, reminding you, coming up next, head to the sand in Texas with CBS Sports Network for bigger bumps, sets, and spikes as AVP Beach Volleyball gets underway next. We have 2 gold medals to hand out here in Columbus, though, before we get you down to Texas for beach volleyball. And Braverman and Fudge, like I mentioned, these two, some of the winningest women on the APP Tour. Megan Fudge is the APP Tour's all-time women's medal leader, and Jill Braverman is tied for the second most total medals on the APP Tour this season with 9. So a lot of experience on this side of the court, but that does not mean that Harris and Walczak don't have what it takes to come away with the gold. They've had the lead for much of this first game, but Braverman with the serve to try and tie it up.
Big. Saw the opportunity to jump on the counter there, did Walczak, but she gets too big. And again, that's coming back to, she wants to get this ball and hit it so it doesn't come back, rather than hitting it down to get an easier ball popped up.
And just like that, Megan Fudge and Jill Braverman at one point trailed by 4. 5-9 here in this first game, and now they have a game point opportunity.
10-9-1.
Braverman with the serve.
Second serve.
Allison Harris taking a little bit of help off the net, pushing them on to their second serve.
10-9-2.
Second game point opportunity. Fudge with it. Oh, Jill Braverman says, oh, you're going to use the net? So will I. That one, though, finishes this game number 1 in the favor of Braverman and Fudge. 11-9, the score here in game 1.
Yeah, and you can never count Braverman and Fudge out. Like you said, AJ, down 9-5, but they're so good at getting so many balls back. It forced Harris and, Walczak to kind of press the issue and doing some things that they weren't doing going into it.
Game 2 when we return to Columbus on CBS Sports Network. Megan Fudge is one of the winningest players here on the APP Tour, and now she sits 1 game away from adding another gold to her trophy case. Her and her partner Jill Braverman battle back to take game 1 of our women's doubles gold medal match here at the APP Women's Open, presented by the James. Game 2 underway right now.
Oh.
Wow, relentless are Braverman and Fudge, despite some impressive digs from Harris and Walczak.
Oh, that is unreal. Fudge and Braverman were on their heels for about 14 shots in a row. And then look at where they're at. Offensive.
1-0-2.
That's flipping the script.
Yeah, not the right spot there from Fudge. Tried to catch Walczak sliding over on that good forehand roll from Harris. But Walczak held ground, quick to the forehand. Harris taking that speed up, cross court into Fudge, and then it's Walczak that catches the brunt of it as Fudge counters right into the body of Walczak.
So it's a 1-0 lead here for Braverman and Fudge, but Walczak and Harris with the ball on their side and a chance to get some points on the board.
0-1-2. Side out.
Instead, it's a side out for Fudge and Braverman.
1-0-1.
What an around the post from Megan Fudge. That thing just skipped. Made it almost impossible to return.
She goes ATP here. This is probably 3 or 4 feet inside.
2-0-1.
Minimum inside that sideline right there, but off the tape doesn't help Allison Harris right there.
Ten.
Braverman just poised to punish that ball as soon as it bounced up. Gets him a 3-0 lead.
You're over here.
And a good job there from Braverman.
Point.
Nice and composed, let that ball get up to its height,
3-0-1.
found the feet of Walczak.
Second serve.
Good step forward there from Harris.
3-0-2.
Ooh,
That's
slides it down the line.
Nice spot right there from Walczak. Haven't seen that one today. I like it. In the bag of tricks.
0-3-1.
Flat backhand down the line.
Second serve.
Take that down the line. Ball pops up from Braverman. Take it back at her.
And Allison Harris didn't appreciate the out call.
0-3-2.
Nice speed up there, initiated by Walczak, and she finishes.
Well, she went at Fudge the first one and then
Yeah.
went to the right hip of Braverman in the second one. She's changed the spot up. I like that much better than continuing to go straight on with that firefight.
1-3-2.
1-3-2 for Walczak serve.
Side out.
Good counter there. Getting that ball down to the feet of Harris, catching her in transition area. But yeah, going back to that previous one,
3-1-1.
Walczak speeds up in front, and then it's the second ball after the fire exchange has started that she goes cross. Harris is going cross first, and it's catching Walczak off.
Fudge and Braverman just finding a rhythm here in game 2, and they just are so steady with the way that they're playing. It's just point after point. They're able to get it done, Dom.
Well, Walczak and Harris just getting sucked into their game right now, and there's just no way out of it unless someone's going to tell them to get out of this, because they're just pulling the trigger, and you pull the trigger on Megan Fudge and Jill Braverman, they're going to get that first block, and then if you go again, they're coming at you.
It was Walczak who was ready for everything. Goes down the line and finds a spot.
Boy, she catches herself on this big swing here on the forehand too. Doesn't finish the swing, instead cuts it off and just focuses on bringing the paddle through the ball rather than trying to swing through it.
Side out.
all off pace right there
Yeah.
from Walczak, because Fudge was expecting that a little harder, so she got out in front of it just a little too much. But the change of pace from Walczak.
1-4-1.
Walczak with the serve, trailing by 3 here in this second game.
Point.
And a good spot there from Walczak. Goes cross body on Fudge. She's sitting a little bit more toward the forehand, so by the time she caught up on the backhand, the angle had forced that ball out too wide.
Good job by Megan Fudge, getting big to finish that point.
I'm just kind of still shocked that Allison Harris hasn't flipped a lob up and over Jill Braverman. She's got a good lob, and it's there because Braverman's leaning in so far to try and take those balls out of the air. You just got to get it up and over her left shoulder one time, and might back her off the kitchen line just enough. That lean still there, right? So she's still taking that ball out of the air. She goes a little wide with that. They'll take it.
Now here's a question for Allison Harris. Well, I'll ask you after this serve here. Harris with a chance to tie things up. So Harris is very good at that lob, but Jill Braverman, one of the taller women we have here on the APP Tour. So how does Harris take that into account?
Well, it's all about the spot. If you take it over the left shoulder, it doesn't matter how tall Braverman is. She has to hit a backhand flick, and she's not going to be able to put a whole lot of power on it, and especially if she's reaching in.
Yeah. That's my thing. It doesn't matter. She could be 6'6". If she's leaning in that far, now for her to get back, she's got to back up and run back. So, again, she's primed for it, but we haven't seen it.
Time Harris leaving that ball up and immediately handed her chest saying, my bad, because it set up Megan Fudge for the finish.
Well, just backing up a little too much there, and she poked at the ball. Now, we'll go back to a point a shot a few points ago where Megan Fudge reached in, and yes, she did go cross court. And we're talking about Harris, cutting out that cross court speed up. The difference is that Fudge reached in and took the time away and then went into the body of Harris. What Harris is doing on those cross court speed ups is she's taking a step back and pulling the trigger, and now with that step back, Fudge can recognize the speed up and the spot.
A reminder to check out pickleballsuperstore.com via the QR code right there on your screen to get your instant discount. That's pickleballsuperstore.com. Timeout called here on the court in a second game between these two fantastic women's doubles teams. Harris and Walczak have to win it if they want to force a decisive Game 3 and keep their hopes alive of a gold medal. Dom, what is going to be the key for them coming out of this timeout?
Well, like we talked about, we got to take opportunities when they're given to us. We don't need to create any opportunities from balls off the bounce, and that's what Walczak and Harris have been doing. It got them in a little bit of trouble at the end of Game 1, and eventually it cost them Game 1. Game 2 here, they've been a little more controlled, but again, sometimes getting that little out of control off the bounce, pulling the trigger. Like to see them elongate points, stay in the point a little longer, look for some opportunity where they can attack when both toes are on near that kitchen line.
5-3-2.
Action back underway. Braverman with the serve. It was a good spot there originally. Braverman letting it go, I think thinking it was going to be out, but well-placed ball.
I think it was past her, and she was hoping it was out more than it.
3-5-1.
She was trying
More than
to
it was
let
an
it
actual,
go.
yeah. Fair.
of spin on that ball as it hit the tape and was cut off the paddle of Allison Harris.
So a chance here for Harris and Walczak to tie things up. Oh, Harris just ripping that two-handed backhand. Misses just a bit wide. So a second serve coming your way. It will be Harris, who has been really fun to watch grow into this professional pickleball player that she is here on the APP Tour. Harris was working as a wedding photographer in Nashville before she started playing pickleball at some clinics and figured out, wow, I'm pretty good at this sport. And this year she said the biggest difference is that she's really started to treat her career like a professional athletic career, where she's, you know, doing cross training, she's doing the cold plunges, she's doing everything that pro athletes do to take care of their bodies so that they can be at their best when they hit the court. And feels like in the last few months in particular, we've really seen her have that extended consistency, if you will, throughout these tournaments across whatever division she's playing in.
Point.
A little love off the tape right there, and through that point a little off and a little off kilter there for Harris and Walczak, and now a 3-point lead here in game number 2 for Fudge and Braverman.
Getting down to the time where Harris and Walczak are running out of points to come back from. That ball again sailing wide off the paddle of Harris.
Yeah, and again, you'll see Harris step away from the kitchen line here. She's attacking from 2 feet back, so now she's pulling across the body.
Again, it's that premature speed up right there. No reason to speed that up from Walczak. It's exactly what Braverman and Fudge want. And they're sitting on it. They're waiting for that speed up.
Braverman with the serve.
Second serve.
That ball just funky off the paddle of Braverman. So on to their second serve.
9.
Yeah, she catches that forehand just a little too close to the hip there.
9-4-2.
Great finish there from Fudge on the forehand cross court. It's a match point opportunity here for Braverman and Fudge.
10-4-2.
Oh, it's in. Scramble, that's in. Oh, it's out.
Just misses deep, and Megan Fudge and Jill Braverman have won the gold here at the inaugural APP Women's Open, presented by the James in straight games, 11-9, 11-4. They're golden. We'll be right back and hear from the winners when we return to Columbus, Ohio.
Chad, Megan Fudge, Jill Braverman, they make a switch. They put Braverman on the left, Fudge on the right, and they come out on top victorious here this weekend.
Yeah, struggled a little bit to start game 1, but they made the adjustment and really took control. And you see here that they're almost toying with Walczak and Harris. Another drop here. Harris tries to lob, but it's too deep. And you want to talk about an outstanding partnership right there. They make the adjustments. They come out on top. We're going to see more of them this year. And they're going to be dangerous. We're going to throw it down to AJ McCord, who's courtside for our post-match interview.
So much fun to watch Megan Fudge and Jill Braverman here in the inaugural APP Women's Open presented by the James. You two have won a medal together in women's doubles every single time you've played. Your second gold here, Jill. How did you get it done?
Oh man, with a partner like Megan, I just set her up to get killed, and her hands are so good that she counters amazingly. But I just want to say, I want to dedicate this to my mother-in-law, Jeannie Walla, who is currently going through chemo, and she is just such an inspiration, and I was thinking about her this whole match.
And Megan, I want to get your take on the weekend as well, but before we get to that, I guess as a part of that, what does it mean to you to win a medal here at an event that is honoring and celebrating women and the amazing work that the James is doing for cancer research?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's a privilege to be out here to play and for such an amazing event. We just wanted to put on a good show for everybody, and hope people tuned in and hope people enjoyed it, and the fans watching as well. And you know, thanks to everybody for coming out. Thanks to the sponsors. It's truly an amazing cause. I know so many women and so many men are fighting something that is just so hard to beat, and we just pray for a cancer-free world.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to Megan Fudge and Jill Braverman. We're going to get them their hardware presented by our Director of Competition, Melissa McCurley. Congratulations to the gold medalists here at the APP Women's Open, presented by the James.
Well, great job here from Jill Braverman and Megan Fudge making that adjustment. They got down in game one, made the adjustment, finished it in game one, and then were clean in game number two, Chad.
Yeah, and their second gold medal, well, their first gold medal since Del Rey earlier in the season. But like we talked about, an excellent adjustment. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we return, it'll be women's singles here at the APP Women's Open presented by the James in Columbus.